Hello. Basketball fans, you've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. With Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines, we have David Aldridge reporting. For the Utah Jazz, they come in tonight after the loss. Here's Giddey. And the call on the shot sends him to the line. That one on Ayton.
Listen, he's going to get stronger, but you talk about guile and the willingness to battle down low. Josh Giddey is more than up to the task.
Well, Greg, over the last few seasons, one area of consistency for the Jazz has been their rebound.
Yeah, and they have some size, and they make controlling the boards a focal point. When you're playing Utah, you better be ready to put a body on somebody.
And it's George. It's Giddey with it. He brings it up for the Jazz. Loads it up for Davis. Stolen by Ball. And here we go. George heading to the hoop.
Yeah, and Ball constantly looking for ways to come up with steals. So outstanding at covering a lot of ground with his overall length.
Now here's Davis. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Pass to Giddey. Here's Thompson. And that comes off the assist by Giddey.
So fast of foot on the run. I see her tough to catch.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Darko Rajakovic and I got a chance to talk for a little bit. He told me, now that team goes as Anthony Davis goes. When AD is feeling good and he's in rhythm, everything clicks. Coach said we'll need a team effort at both ends. Our communication has to be excellent, and even then, we're not going to completely stop him. Guys?
Thank you, David. Pass to Holmgren. George with no one around. Tracks in the train. George has got his second bucket of the night.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Now, Giddey. He puts up decent numbers on a nightly basis, averaging about 10 points a game. Now here's Thompson. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Right side, Ball. On the wing, George. To the wing right side. 5 on the clock. And he's good on the 3-ball.
All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
The specter of injury seems to always loom over Paul George's career, Doris.
But Kevin, I think it's very hard for Paul George fans to take out of their mind completely that gruesome injury he suffered. But we've got to give this young man a ton of credit. He has managed his play and his health to a very high level, and still one of the most gifted players this game has seen.
Stolen by Thompson. Here's Davis. Nice ball movement by Utah. Shoots over Holmgren. And it's Davis missing.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
Right. He stays connected, and great timing on the contest.
Pass to Thompson. Can they get it? And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
Clever move by the young guy. Thompson sticks with the shot and gets fouled.
Thompson. 2 shots.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. George with the ball. 8 points for him. George double teamed. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Asar Thompson.
First team foul.
That is his first foul of the game.
Now into the lineup for Jazz.
There's Ball with the 3. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
Crushing it right now. They've done an excellent job of spacing the floor.
And what surprises me is the defense hasn't done anything to take away that three-point shot. That has been their preferred weapon tonight.
Outside Jackson. Back to George. Outside Ball. No good on the 3. Jazz trailed by 13. To the middle. Pass to Wagner. .131 left in the first quarter. And stolen by Ayton. And now the fast break. George with the ball. Nice defense from Giddey. And finished off by Wagner.
Well, we know Wagner's going to find a way to get his points. It doesn't matter if he's in the half court or in that instance in transition.
Ball with a wide open look. Good on the three-point shot. Ball's got 6.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
Stolen by Thompson. He can't get it to go. Excellent D there from George.
Well, not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Good on the shot.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
They got very fortunate there, guys. They should just take their time on offense and not try to force things.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And Davis pulls it down. Jazz trailed by 14. Back to Wagner. Can't get it to fall.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he's surprised himself with the miss.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play.
10.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. Guys, what's your take on the home team so far?
I know it's early, but all those three-pointers, boy, do they add up.
And that's what has them ahead in this game. Their floor spacing has been just tremendous.
Ball no good. Thompson misses. Right side, Ball. George looking over the floor. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
First personal foul.
You've seen, Doris, Paul George's journey from role player to MVP candidate.
There's a reason, Kevin, Paul George is one of the most emulated players in the league with young people. His game is so well-rounded, and maybe his best attribute is his adaptability. Paul George is equally comfortable either being the lead man, or if need be, he can play with 2 or 3 other stars and still be effective. Really incredible.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you very much. Anthony Davis broke his defense down from here. He said, I can block shots, switch on to anybody, guard the pick and roll, I can guard the post, I can guard the pin down. So that's my ability. My ability defensively is to do everything. Kevin?
And he does everything. David, thank you so much. That's the three fly. His fourth miss of the game. He's made 3. Back to ball. Shoots the 3. And Davis pulls it down.
He has that confidence rolling, hitting 2 threes in the first, but he hasn't had one since.
He's going to throw his arm out trying to make a pass of that length.
Tries to keep it alive. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson. And the home team has possession. And that's game 2 of this string of 4 games played at home. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Asar Thompson. That'll be his second foul of the game. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Here's Ball.
I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it.
The 3 from Davis. It's rebounded by Najee. Pass to Walker. Here's George. He's got 10. Walker a screen. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a 3-point play. It goes on Josh Giddey. And he's got his first chance at the line here. Greg, we know about the Euro step, but is the decel the next move that's getting more notice?
I think it is, Kevin. And you can see players have quickly incorporated that into their arsenal. It's been fun to watch, man. And I tell you, it creates some uncomfortable situations.
Already one of the best passers in the NBA, Josh Giddey. DB, what's next for him?
I think the only from range shooting. It's such an important aspect for a guard to play. But he's shown a willingness and a found confidence in that perimeter game. And let's remember, Kev, he's in his early 20s. There's so much time for development.
On the wing, George. He's just been too hard to handle at the offensive end. His scoring average is just under 34 points a game. Now, here is George. Shot clock at 6. Nice form on the 20-footer. That's 12 points for Paul George.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Here's Giddey. Yep, that one goes in there. Giddey's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, that's about confidence and composure on the interior. Josh Giddey does stand 6'8", makes that a little easier.
Here's George. And he goes big with the dunk right over Asar Thompson.
Oh, Paul George, let him hear you with that finish. That is nicely done.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Here's Davis. And it's Davis with the jam.
And he'll get ahead of steam when there's that much of a lane. You can't get in AD's way.
Here's George. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. He'll take his third and fourth free throw shots of the game right here.
And that 82% free throw percentage this season must have him feeling pretty good about himself at the line. And just a much better job of attacking and getting to the line here in the second quarter. Didn't have a single attempt in the first.
And Aldama slams it in.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. George. A rare miss for him.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And that one's good, Wagner. Wagner's got 6 points.
Now that's a great possession. You set Wagner up down low and let him go to work.
Outside Jackson. Offline with his 3. And so Sexton will bring it up for the Jazz. Trailing by 17. Aldama gets the bucket.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Now here is George. He's got 16.
What an aggressive mindset in this period. He's starting to take over.
Here's Sexton. There's the drive. And it's Sexton slamming it down.
Absolutely electric. Colin Sexton with a little flair.
A clear look for ball. And it's Utah with the rebound.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
Back to Sexton. Great Colin Sexton. Still so young. He entered the league when he was just 19.
Yeah, drafted back in 2018. Sexton has a few years left in his 20s, so you expect him to continue to expand his game and improve on both ends.
Hey, DB, what do you make of Colin Sexton's nickname, Young Bull?
Kevin, I think it's a very apt moniker because this guy is relentless. He attacks you with his defense. He's going to come at you with a ton of youthful energy, and he will not back down.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. And the rejection by Holmgren. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
That's good from George.
I think the experience Paul George possesses is so valuable to his team. This guy is such a seasoned vet.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Wagner outside. Pass to Gordon. Gets it off. And so a pretty lopsided game to the first half. Leading by 17. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Left side, George. Ayton wide open. And the 3 off target. Sexton with it. Now guarded by Ball. To the inside. Aldama. Okeke, no good. And now the fast break. George hits the ball.
There are nights where it's impossible to stop Paul George. He is such a strong guy who knows how to convert through these plays.
He's gone 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Jazz trailed by 20. Right side, Sexton. Pass to Gordon. Back to Wagner. Outside for Sexton. Just 4 to shoot. It's Chet Holmgren with the rebound. Puts one up from 19. And it's George missing. And Utah has possession. And the call will be against Lonzo Ball. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Here's Sexton. Right now averaging about 5 points a game. And Wagner has it in the corner. And finished off by Wagner.
Well, we know Mo Wagner is a street shooting big, but right there he says, you know what?
Sure. It's blocked. And so the ball's out of bounds. Wagner touched it last. Pass the ball. There's the 3. A shot's good on the assist by George. Ball's got 9.
I tell you, it's unorthodox to watch, but Ball shoots the ball with tremendous rhythm and confidence from beyond.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, D.A.?
Kevin, thank you. The Utah Jazz last season became one of the first teams in the league to move their games to broadcast television. It's a gamble, but they just about tripled their reach. And with the rapid growth in the region, they have a chance to attract new fans. Kevin, no doubt, other NBA teams are keen to see how this goes.
Oh, David, no question at all. We thank you for your report. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Utah turns it over again.
Your home team.
And you have to like how they're moving the ball right now.
Snappy passes to ready shooters. It's basketball 101, but boy, is it working.
You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team.
Now here is Davis to stop the run. And it's Ayton with the rebound.
I'll tell you, it feels all night like this guy's been forcing shots, rushing shots. He's really struggling on the offensive end.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
And that, to me, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
Second team foul.
And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Pass to Okeke. Outside, Sexton. Just 3 to shoot. The Jazz again can't hit it.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets completely away from them.
Knocked loose. Stolen by Walker. All going up court. Najee, good. Najee's got his first points in this one.
You simply have to respect the passing ability of Paul George, his ability to read and react and make the right choice. So good. Well, you love the activity out there. What a play. This guy is busy on the offensive end.
George. At the top of the key, Ayton. And stolen by Sexton.
2 minutes.
They are enjoying the commanding lead.
And it really gives them the opportunity to give their starters a rest. Always critical when you get ready for that home stretch.
Shot from the top of the key. And that one, good. George has got 13 points here in the second half alone.
Well, you love his effort level, right? Particularly when it's winning time. He is going for the finish.
Back to Sexton. And Aldama has it in the corner. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Here's George. And the shot is good. And that's now 35 points for Paul George.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
.59 seconds left in the third. Off the mark from 16 feet out. And so Sexton will bring it up for Utah. George with the ball. Guarded now by Sexton. Floats one. And George finishes inside. George has got 37.
I'll tell you, this lead's not going anywhere with this guy making plays. What a quarter.
Back to Davis. Pass to Sexton. Clock at 6. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Yeah, Colin Sexton showing you right there. He's got strength to play through contact and a whistle.
For Utah, they have been at their finest form at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes. Outside, George. Castanagi. Three-pointer. No good on that one. Davis, that's for two. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. The 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but overall.
34.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. Here's Sexton. Inside. Here's Okeke. The basket good off the assist from Sexton.
Have to love the ball distribution. Keep everyone involved.
They set the pick. Here's George. Ayton in the corner. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. That gives him the double-double. 12 points and 10 rebounds. Back to Sexton. And the league clearly focused on making regular season games matter. Right? You think more steps are coming?
Well, let's give the league credit because they've left no stone unturned. The play-in, the in-season tournament, the 65 games rule, all implemented with that in mind.
Now, here's Wagner. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. And then Gordon with the dunk.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the boards.
What about the decisive finish? Great timing, tremendous force.
Here's Wagner. That one drops for him.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Here's George. Ayton controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And one of the stories of the second half has been all of those second chance points. I mean, they have been terrific on the offensive backboard.
Now, here's Wagner. It's good. Wagner's got 6 points in the quarter.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Now, here's Wagner. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. George with the steal. We're in the 4th quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Crafty move. Ayton in the corner. 4 on the clock. Count that as his 7th field goal, 9 tries. He's shooting 78%.
Well, the offensive game will round into shape over time, and it's absolutely critical that DeAndre Ayton look to score as much as possible.
Now, here's Wagner. Over to the wing. To the paint. Poked away.
And this is what dominating the glass looks like. He just cannot be contained.
Wow, what a performance. And he's not just winning with physical ability, he's winning with anticipation.
Utah calls timeout. And so it's Giddy with it. He brings it up for the Jazz. Pass to Thompson. George with the steal. Outside ball. Back to George. Tries the spin move. Jackson has the open look. His three-pointer's off the mark. Here's Davis. Out to Thompson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Second personal foul.
That one on 8.
First team foul.
What I appreciated about Thompson is his recognition. He knows when to force the issue and when to pull back.
And so often we'll hear talk about how many rings a great player has. Doris, do we emphasize that maybe too much?
I think, Kevin, first and foremost, a great player is great no matter what. This is a team sport, and a player doesn't have control necessarily of the parts and pieces behind him or the organization within which he's trying to succeed. Titles matter, certainly, there's no question, and it's great fodder for fans, but it's not how I define a great player.
Back to Giddey. Stolen by Ball. Stolen by Thompson. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Asar Thompson. And that'll be his third foul so far.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Now, here's George. And the three ball is good. George has got 44.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
Holmgren with the steal. Tipped away. It's Thompson off the drive. And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George.
Utah ball.
Out to Thompson. Back to Wagner. Nice ball movement by Utah.
No, we call that defensive chops, right? Paul George is draped all over his man. He will not give up anything easy.
Now, a trend that we've seen over the past couple years is that the league is getting younger, Doris, than ever before.
And, Kevin, that's a product of players starting to train seriously at a young age. And what they're training is their skill level, handling, passing, and shooting. The key here is, do they have a nuanced understanding of the game? There is where the growth has to come. It is definitely getting younger.
Down low. Wagner misses from short range.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that, but that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play.
Fourth team foul.
He's off on the first.
At the line for your home team.
Good on the second free throw. Here's the Jazz with the ball. It's Giddey with the drive. To halt the run. That doesn't go either for Wagner. Pass to Jackson. 7-second difference. Shot and game clock. Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Davis. Wagner outside. Wagner on the wing. Some solid defense from Ayton. So the home crowd happy here as they get the victory. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining